and I'm doing my Underground Railroad Juneteenth tribute today. So I'm in Centralia, Washington. It's called Pioneer Park. A 20-mile walk with a vest on different routes of the Underground Railroad. So yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about the history during this. Experts estimate that approximately 100,000 slaves used the Underground Railroad to escape. So that's the first fact. Let's see, the next fun fact with the Underground Railroad I learned is that while most slaves were escaping to the northern United States, northern territories, and then Canada, lesser known fact is that some were actually going south to Mexico and the Caribbean as well. So they all didn't go north. Some did go south, in fact. There's two golden retrievers coming up over here. I'll try and get those in the camera for you. I'm sure they're good boys. They act like good doggies. Hey, morning, I like your dogs. Fact number 3 is that while there was some effort of getting people north out of slavery, it really wasn't until the 1830s when it became referred to as the Underground Railroad. So before that, it was kind of a disjointed network of people helping each other out, but it got properly named in the 1830s. In the 1850s is when it was properly. All right, so fun fact for this mile. This is kind of, I guess, what I've already stated, but at night, to avoid detection, as an extra precaution, and sometimes they'd have to stay days at a time between sites because they would be passed between them otherwise. So again, yeah, 10 to 20 miles, it's no joke. Basically a rain jacket on, because I can't trust Washington ever, and I have trust issues because of it. So fun fact for mile 4 is that language was extremely important to pull off the whole freedom endeavor. Obviously, you can't call it the "we're escaping slavery" railroad. Obviously had to code everything in songs and jargon, and specifically the jargon of railroad terminology. So secret language like conductors, operators, station masters, and then passengers were referred to as cargo. Honor and admire, we should know their names. I'm gonna see if I can get all their names right. It's about 6 people. So Harriet Tubman is obviously the most famous of the Underground Railroad. She was very prideful that she never lost a single passenger in her travels, and those people you even knew before this. I knew Frederick Douglass, William Lloyd Garrison. I did not know William Still, Thomas Garrett, or Levi Coffin. So anyway, 6 miles in, so another fun fact for you right now is going to be the hidden helpers of the Underground Railroad. So in the Underground Railroad, not just slaves or recently freed slaves. So obviously one of the most famous ones would be William Penn, I believe, who's on the Quaker box, if I'm not mistaken. He was a kind of famous, outspoken abolitionist. This gentleman that I referenced a couple of facts ago, Levi Coffin, who was that guy? So he was dubbed the president of the Underground Railroad. He was another strategic piece of the whole endeavor, and he had many people at his house, many slaves at his house. In fact, so many that his house was dubbed the Grand Station on the Underground Railroad. So that guy was a G, housing a bunch of people and doing his part. Okay, officially 10 miles in to the Juneteenth tribute. Halfway through now, and that means the shoes are coming off in proper half of it barefoot honor and tribute. Got my man George here. He's filming the second part with me. Got a GoPro, I got this, I got a phone, and he's got his own thing. So we're pretty well filmed at this point. And I'll get the fun facts up as maybe a picture in the video later, because I don't want to film all of it, but the next ones are going to be about Harriet Tubman specifically. So 9 more facts, or 10 more facts, I guess, to finish out the day. But I'll check in at the 15-mile mark next. All right, cool. Fun fact for mile 15 is that Harriet Tubman wore many hats in her lifetime. Not only did she do everything on the Underground Railroad, but she was also contemporaries with Susan B. Anthony in the women's suffrage movement at the turn of the century. And apparently she was also a spy and a cook. All right, that was the 20th mile. The words I've been waiting to hear. Stopping. And the final fun fact is that Harriet Tubman in 2016, by vote of the U.S. Treasury Department, or by order of the U.S. Treasury Department, is going to be on the new $20 bill, replacing Andrew Jackson, which I think is a great thing, because he was a kind of universally renowned bad guy in history, president during the Trail of Tears. So Harriet Tubman being the new face of the $20 bill is huge progress in the United States. And 10 to 20 miles a day, average distance that a slave would walk on the Underground Railroad. I don't even know if I'd walk that far to get to Chick-fil-A. And Chick-fil-A tastes a lot better than freedom. So shout out to all my ancestors, people that have got me here to where I am today, that have helped each other out, risked their lives, bravery, conducting other strangers through the Underground Railroad, both white and black, everybody part of that mission. All right, so I'm in George Washington Park for the final historical bit of this challenge. If there is a decent place in this world, I will find it. George Washington. And the people of Centralia who continue to live out the founder's motto, I want to do right by my fellow man, and if I do, I will never lose anything by it. So this park was, this city was founded by George Washington and his wife, Mary Jane Washington. Maybe that's their dog, I don't know. In 1875. So he came out west looking to escape from discrimination in the 1850s. Tried to buy property in Oregon, was barred from doing so. He moved further north to what eventually became Centralia. First it was called Centerville, but now Centralia. Here's a little Sentinel in the Carnegie Public Library. And so I was trying to think back and forth of what the donation for the challenge would be now that I finished the Juneteenth tribute. I think it's going to be $65. So that's significant because in 1865, that was the official end of slavery in the United States when the U.S. Army marched into Texas, the last bastion of slavery, and freed the remaining 240,000 slaves in Texas at the time, June 19th, 1865. So I'm going to donate $65 to freetheslaves.net, an international organization stopping human trafficking and slavery around the world. I was going to donate it to Menair.org, which is a foundation dedicated to history around the Underground Railroad, which is also awesome. But then I was like, why don't I just cut out the middleman kind of thing, or, you know, just get to the point and then end the whole slavery thing, right? So that's going to be the donation, $65 to them. So that's the final component. There's always a physical challenge, a historical post, and then some kind of financial challenge as well. So that was it. Until the next one on 4th of July, I'll leave you with an image of the Sentinel who's guarding this park. Pretty wild stuff. People that died to be giving us the freedoms we have, right? So thanks again for watching my challenge, Juneteenth tribute. Go out and do something big, walking or otherwise, for your challenge on Juneteenth. And find out more at TriumFitChallenge.com. More challenges and how to get tickets for future events. Thank you. Love y'all.